My next guest took the discipline she learned playing sports and turned it into a game plan for life. Seiler is the founder of Financial Footwork and author of Train Your Money. She helps athletes and everyday people build confidence and control with their finances. I caught up with Hillary to learn how she's turning sports principles into financial wins. Hillary, when we look at how you grew up, there are two things in particular that add up, if you will. Let's start with you grew up in Portland, Oregon, surrounded by sports in the cul-de-sac.
I sure did, and I was the only girl, and I was playing all the sports with the guys.
Yeah, and probably give them a run for their money.
Sometimes. A lot of them were bigger than me.
Yeah, all right. Then your mother thought, I'm going to enroll her in dance classes.
Yeah, I was little when I started, and when I was 16, I actually blew out both of my knees.
Oh, wow.
And it ended my dance career.
Yeah. You didn't really like dance in the beginning, did you?
I liked it when I was really little, but then I got into my early teens and I was like, this isn't for me. I actually really wanted a job so I could have a car.
Playing sports and learning how to dance taught you some things that we can basically, parlay into financial wisdom.
It sure did. I was blessed enough to have money talked about at my kitchen table all the time, and I thought that was normal, Deborah. I thought everybody talked about money at their kitchen table, and that went into sports and how you train for a sport and the disciplines that come with it, and that all added up when I was 19, when my mom got sick the first time, to me realizing I could take what I learned in my sports career, my dancing career, with the sports that I did play, and I could translate that to my money.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to something you said that's so important. You grew up in a household because your dad worked in commercial finance that talked about money. That's part of our problem, is that most kids, money is a mystery. And I'm going to go even further, to most adults, money is still a mystery.
Yes, it is. And that was something I didn't realize until my friends came over for dinner in high school, and they sat at the table, and we would be talking about economics, and we'd be talking about what was happening politically from a fiscal perspective, and my friends would be completely confused.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about? And my mom would ask me today, what's one of your big wins with the money you earned at work? She would make us talk about those things. My dad would interject different ideas, thoughts. We were always talking about ideas, not people, and that was where my parents said, you've got to learn about how money works, and they put it onto my friends. And when I realized my friends didn't have a clue, that was the moment where I went, oh, I can help people with this.
Yeah. You went off to college to major in finance, and you had two classmates who played football, so the sports part comes back in again. It
was a full circle moment, and at that time I honestly didn't know how it was going to play, but I went to Oregon State University, and when I was there, we were quite good. We were Pac-10. This was 16 years ago when I graduated, so 20 years ago when I started, and two of my friends went pro. They actually went into the NFL, and they had called me and said, what do I do with my signing bonus?
Yeah, and something kind of cool happened here is that those people that you helped manage their money, when medical bills started piling up, and this kind of goes into the fact that no matter how much you think you've planned for things like health care issues can just really hit you hard and wipe out all savings and stuff. You dealt with that. Those same players made sure that you were taken care of.
They did. My mother passed away when I was 26, but she got very sick when I was 19. And the first 5- and 6-figure medical bills that my dad showed us at 19 really changed the way that I looked at money. And that's when I started caring about money and learning everything that I could. But the guys, I came home one night from work, and it was late, and they were playing Call of Duty. We were gamers. They lived right next door to me, these two gentlemen. And they came in, and we're going to have some pizza. And I was like, guys, I'm really tired. I just want to go to sleep. And one of them opened my fridge, and he went, where's the food? And I was like, oh no, my brother must have come over and raided my fridge. Yeah. But my eggs, my peanut butter, and my bread were in there. And I said, oh no, I'm good for the week. And he said, that's all you're eating this week? And I said, well, yeah, because there isn't any money. It's either rent or food, and I have to pick.
All you can afford, yeah.
And I came home the next night, and my fridge was completely full, and they kept it full for 3 years off their scholarship checks. And so when they did go to the league, I made sure that whoever was helping them didn't have a vested interest in their pocketbook, meaning that they couldn't access the money.
But they're really helping them.
Truly just giving them education and letting them make a choice.
Yeah. You founded Financial Footwork, which uses sports principles to teach money discipline. And sometimes a lot of what we need is the analogies, because again, like I said earlier, money is such a mystery to so many people. But use those analogies. Your new book, Train Your Money, you teach how to manage money from a sports viewpoint. An example, have a financial game plan.
Yes. So many of us are so scared of money that we just push it off to the side and we don't tackle the little things we can control. And a financial game plan doesn't have to be this massive strategy and we're going to go straight into investing in real estate. It can be something as simple as, what am I going to do today to control my spending? Who am I going to surround myself with that's going to help me with my financial picture? It's very little things that you can control, but if you compound them and you keep the disciplines of don't overspend, try to set up a budget as best you can that works with your lifestyle, and then set goals that actually can be reached, you will be amazed in 30 days what you could do with a financial picture.
Yeah, it's interesting. My son is working and through college, and he came up with a plan.
Good.
He's going to deposit his paycheck and not spend a dime of it. I'm like, that's so good, until I realized he goes, hey, give me your card, I need gas. Okay, so he's gonna live off of us and to save his paycheck, but that's a great plan, son. Anyway, another example is set recurring auto transfers into your savings.
Yeah, pay yourself first. This is the pay yourself first method. When you get a paycheck, the first thing most of us do is we spend the whole thing. We know where every dime of that paycheck's going to go, and we forget to make a deposit into our savings account. We forget to pay ourselves first. And what your son is doing, brilliant.
Yeah.
He's paying himself first, and now he's relying on mom and dad a little bit. But he's got the concept right. So that, if he builds that habit for 4 years and then goes into the workforce, he's going to be able to carry that same mentality, and then that habit turns into something that you don't even question.
Right, and they can take care of his parents one day. Okay, so it's basically like sports drills. They're daily habits that matter, that keeps you fit and keeps you in shape, and reps become muscle memory over time, to your point that you just said.
Yep.
Setting goals, writing down what you want to do with your money, and sometimes when you do that, and then prioritizing where that money goes, right?
Oh man, I think a lot of us forget that we're allowed to have dreams. We're allowed to have wants and goals with our money. I work with a lot of student athletes. I work with a lot of CEOs and executives, and they forget that they're allowed to have goals. They just think that it's almost like the hamster wheel. You're just running and running and running and hope it works. You've got to write down the things that you want. Whether it's something as simple as, I want to save $20 a month because that is a goal for me, or I really want to take that trip to the Maldives, or I want to retire at 50. Whatever the goal is, if you don't write it down and then take the steps to get there, chances are you won't. But the moment you write it down, I think the stats say 60 or 70% chance of you actually succeeding if you write it down versus not. So you up the stats, you up the ability to get it done.
Yeah. Defense wins championships.
Oh, all day long. Social media has completely changed money, in my opinion, and I talk about it in my book. I think social media has changed how we have to play defense against our money, because the ability to spend, I can one-click buy on Amazon while sitting in a lobby getting my hair done. I can TikTok shop and buy without even thinking about it.
You know what's bad when new homes are being built right now? They go, and this is the receiving room. What do you mean? Well, if you get packages and they all come in, there's a place to. It used to be a Christmas wrapping room was like a delight, right? But
yes.
no, this is
Here's for your boxes.
Yeah, here's for your boxes. Yeah.
We're consumer driven, and because of that, the younger generation, and I'm an old millennial, I'm hitting my 40s here soon, but even my generation, we weren't born with iPhones in our hand, but I had that big fat Nokia block that you could barely text on. And when I went into college and the iPhone was a thing, it completely changed how we handle money.
Right, because we don't see it.
We don't see it.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily coming out of our pocket, it's coming out of our account, and then you don't realize it until you see it, right?
And how many people look at their accounts on a daily basis because they're afraid of it, they don't want to see the transactions. And so the digital age has changed almost everything about playing defense with your money. We have to be so much more aware, because we're not physically handling cash.
So a lot of that comes down to finding the right coach, and Hillary, Train Your Money, this could be our right coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Great lessons at such a young age. Pick up Hillary Seiler's book, Train Your Money, and discover how to turn smart habits into financial wins. It's available anywhere books are sold.